Except the curtain that rises to the stage. Should they gain the second guessing? I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today.
Good morning, Robertson County. How you doing? This is 1100 WSG. I'm U-Turn LaVern, and this is, yes, one street over. Back at it, and so glad to be here. Thank you so much for being a part of what we do here at, again, Ebenezer Broadcasting, 1100 WSGI. Now, we are expecting a guest. First time he's been in here, so sometimes it takes folks a minute to find the studio. But we're expecting Chris from Stay Positive News to come in and give us a update on some of the sports things going on around the area here in Robertson County. He works with Stay Positive News and is one of their regular contributors. And we've been really looking for somebody that can keep us up to date on all the sports and things that are going on in our county. So that's kind of a challenge. And if you're somebody that's really good at that and you want to start plugging in and talking to us, we're going to start, reaching out through phone interviews as well. That's working well with the studio here. Now we've had a few phone interviews. And so we're going to be working to do that because here in Robertson County, you figure spring sports, we've got track and field, of course, and we've got boys soccer. And we've got, of course, softball and baseball. We've got tennis. And I don't know. I feel like we've got some maybe golf going on. I'm not 100% sure. I know they play in the fall, I think. But anyway, so I think golf's happening too. But there's a lot going on. We got a lot of sports going on. A lot of things we want to cover in the county. We do something because I teach at Greenbrier High School. If you're somebody that's just stumbled across this and just finding us, I teach at Greenbrier High School, and we do the news report on our. If you want to check us out, we have Greenbrier Audio Video Production YouTube page. And you can find those links. You can go to Greenbrier High School, the Facebook page, and the social media page. And I'll try to start sharing that stuff on my page as well. LaVern, U-Turn LaVern Vivio. So just a lot of ways for you to plug in and see what's going on here in the county. I've said it so many times that I've been here in this county since 1992. And it wasn't until I started doing this show that I really felt like I had any idea what was going on here in this area. So, plug in, let us know what's going on in your world. And if you're somebody that's plugged into sports, be sure and, check in with us and help us out and help us know what's going on. So hopefully we'll get Chris on in here. Sometimes things just don't work out, but I did check with him yesterday. But he may have had something. You figure some of these folks come in from, half hour away and they can hit traffic and all kinds of things. So that can affect it. Now we do have Brian and Tiffany as usual, coming in for United Way here at 7:30. So we'll catch up with them and see what's going on. But there's plenty of things for us to talk about as we wait to see if Chris is going to make it in this morning. With that said, I want to jump right over to Vietnam Veterans Day. I saw where Lee Marie had King Gamble on yesterday. And forgive me, brother, I have not reached out and had you on. I had reached out to Gwen and Terry to see if they wanted to come on some this week. And then I didn't hear from them until, Gwen's going to come in tomorrow and we're going to talk about it. And my intent was to see what they wanted to do. And then I was going to reach back out to Ken. But I know Ken, as he approaches what they do for Vietnam Vets Day, he gets super busy. So it was not intentional, Ken, that I did not have you in before this memorial, but I just knew you had a lot going on. But we'll revisit on the other side of it. He has, if you're not familiar with Ken Gamble, he is a Vietnam veteran himself. And he was watching a lot of his brothers and sisters that were exposed to Agent Orange just getting ill and getting sick, and we're losing them. We're losing our Vietnam veterans at such a high rate. And God bless them. They've been through so much. There is a memorial. I talk a lot about, I grew up in the Vietnam era. So I'm a child of the 60s and 70s, and our hired hand, Kenneth Pease, was killed in Vietnam, and he was somebody I idolized as a kid. That's really probably my most vivid first childhood memory, is losing Kenneth in Vietnam. And I've gotten to know Donna Hagen. Her brother, Terry Smith, was killed in action in Vietnam. There's a gymnasium named for him up in Washington. His story is just profound. So I share a little bit of that every time we have Vietnam Veterans Day. I'm so honored to be the master of ceremonies for this event. They've asked me to do it for several years now, and just beyond honored to be able to do it. Well, what has happened, this is kind of, man, there's so much to talk about, honestly. So much we need to cover with all this. But Ken's desire to honor the Vietnam veterans is what led to the memorial, that beautiful memorial that you see there in front of the Springfield Memorial Gardens, right there on Highway 41. So he put together and got our state to recognize the medal, the Orange Heart Medal Foundation, and is for those who came back from Vietnam who maybe didn't get a Purple Heart, but they came back injured because they came back so sick. If you don't know anything about Agent Orange and what it's done to our Vietnam veterans, you need to look into it, because if you have I have students that I've talked to. We talk a lot about Vietnam in my class, in my homeroom class, what we call cat time, and I'll talk to some of them and I'll say, hey, do you know anybody that's a Vietnam veteran? And oftentimes it's like, well, my uncle, my great uncle, because, we're getting older. So my grandparent, and oftentimes I'll ask them about it and they'll say, well, they've passed away. And I say, well, what happened to them? And it'll be, well, they had cancer, they had this, they had that. And I said, well, do you know that they probably have some kind of benefit or something through the veterans service now, that because of their exposure to Agent Orange, and you just have to, you have to go and apply and put in the paperwork and things like that, and things that can really bless their family for the suffering that they've been through. And it's amazing, guys, the ones who still don't know that there's help out there for them, veterans who have fallen through the cracks, and we just need to constantly. I'm so thankful that so many of you guys are wearing those hats and shirts that identify you as veterans. Now, I have some that'll tell me, they're very humble, and I appreciate that so much, but they are not wanting to be recognized, but man, we should. They're our heroes. And so, I don't know, Vietnam Veterans Day is very special to me, and I'm just so honored to be a part of it. Of course, it falls on Good Friday this year, so no excuses. All of you guys are off, and you need to come be a part of it. But now, in the past, okay, so you've got the memorial wall, and you can get a Orange Heart Medal if you reach out to the Orange Heart Medal Foundation. If you have somebody that came home from Vietnam that was exposed to Agent Orange and they're seeing the effects of that, so they can be honored with this medal. They can also be on the wall. There's been different states that have put together memorials for our Vietnam veterans who came back injured. I was talking to Donna Hagen, and again, her brother Terry was killed in action in Vietnam, but she was telling me about, she visits a lot of things. She's like, she anything Vietnam, she's going to check into it because of her brother. But she told me about one memorial where we all know about the Vietnam Wall. And I've gone and found Kenneth's name on the wall many times, and Terry's, because I love my sweet friend Donna. And we have that memorial, but that we want to honor those who came back injured. And, she says, I've talked to Donna, and she says her brother would be so heartbroken to see what his brothers and sisters have had to endure when they came back, and the disrespect that they were shown, and just all the things. He said, it would have broke his heart. But he would be, thrilled to see how they're being honored now. But she visited a memorial one time, and I think it's very profound. It's a soldier walking into the wall. And on that wall are the names of those who suffered with Agent Orange exposure and were, came home injured. And I forget which state that's in, but there's different ways that people have sought to honor these veterans now. And we've done it so beautifully. And Ken Gamble leading the charge on this, and just can't say enough about my friend and how much we just love him and the work he's done. But this beauty and Springfield Memorial Gardens, just hosting that and allowing us to have that in such a prominent place, just beautiful. It's just so many amazing people came together to get that done. The fact that they invite me to be any part of it, I'm just beyond honored. Now, one thing that they've changed, when we met last year, they want to read the names, not just the ones that are just recently added to the wall, but all the names that are on the memorial that we have here at Springfield Memorial. And as it gets bigger and bigger, that becomes a task. And it takes a while to read through those names. And so what they've decided to do is they have an event, a memorial that is going to happen tomorrow at Springfield Memorial Gardens at noon. But then we're going to have a candlelight vigil tonight at 6 p.m. at Springfield Memorial Gardens. So when I was talking with Mayor Vogel about it, and we were trying to get the time straight. And I have the flyers looking right at me, but the way they've got it set up is they've got it on the flyer. They say that they've got a meet and greet March 28th today, 4 to 6 p.m. at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, because some of the people on that memorial are coming in from other areas. Maybe they've, heard about this and they've traveled in, and they're going. They're making a huge effort to get here and be there and to honor their loved ones. And so maybe they'll be traveling in, they'll be staying at the hotel, they'll have that meet and greet 4 to 6 p.m. And then they'll go over to Springfield Memorial Gardens at 6 p.m. and we're going to have a candlelight vigil where those names will be read. So it will not be part of the program tomorrow. It will be a program tonight at Memorial Gardens. So that's at 6 p.m. The meet and greet is 4 to 6 at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites. Now, the Vietnam Vets celebration, of course, Vietnam Vets Day is March 29th. Happens to fall on Good Friday today. No excuses. Get there. It's going to be beautiful tomorrow. Looks like the weather's going to be great. Last time I checked, at least. So we want to invite you to come out. But that will happen starting at, we're looking, it looks beautiful. Sunny tomorrow, 69 for the high. Yes. We've had some days when it's been a little chilly out there. But that's going to begin at 12 p.m. And they're going to have, we've got, I'm not sure how to pronounce John Nugent. He's going to be our keynote speaker. And then, of course, Major General Tommy Baker is going to be there. Major General Tommy Baker, who is just a wonderful guy. And he is going to be there as well. And he works for the state now. I forget his exact title, but he is the top guy at the state when it comes to our veteran services and things like that. But they're going to both be there. We're going to have booths that you can find out more about the things that are going on, the research that's behind Agent Orange. We've at times had speakers that come in that talk about the effects of what Agent Orange did to these soldiers all the way down to their DNA. And it's breathtaking to hear all this and to see what some of our soldiers are suffering. It's so interesting because through the course of time that I've been involved in events here in Robeson County, and probably the thing that got me more aware of everything going on here in Robeson County is when Barry and Rebecca Richards reached out to me and said, "Hey, will you come and host the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival?" And, I was invited to be a part of that and have been since the beginning. And the veterans are always there. They always have their tents set up, and they're selling hot dogs and T-shirts and all these kind of things. And it's all for the work that they do to help veterans. If they hear about a veteran that can't pay a bill or needs food, that's what that's for. So when you come out and you're buying something from our veterans at these events, guys, that's what it's for. So please be very generous in that. If they say, "Hey, hot dogs, a couple of bucks or whatever you want to give them $10, give them whatever you want to give them. But, buy the T-shirts, do those things that help them honor our veterans when they have need. But that's where I first started meeting these guys, and just they had my heart from the very beginning because so many of them were from Vietnam, and we just connected because of the my connection to Kenneth and my friend Donna Hagen's brother Terry, and so we just connected on that level immediately. And here's the thing: so many, I mean, several of them, I guess so many is a little bit too much, but several of them that I got to know in the beginning, being at that Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival, that aren't with us now, and that I watched year after year go downhill because they had something that they, that happened to them because of their exposure to Agent Orange. So we've watched that, and especially as they're getting older, we're seeing it so quickly take them over, and somebody that's doing really well, and then just all of a sudden they just go down. And guys, it's all so very, very often it is connected to their service, and so we want to honor them. That's what Vietnam Veterans Day is about. I tell the story about Donna's brother Terry. He was known for his just unguarded assist when it came to, he would just charge into stuff, right? And he was a radio operator, and he had multiple medals before he was killed in action, but his effects were destroyed by an attack, and so there were some of his awards that his family never knew about. Well, after the war ended, Donna tells a story that one of his buddies from the service came to see the family just to say, hey, I loved your brother, and I loved your son, and he was an amazing person. And looked at his medals. They had a display, a memorial for him there in the home. And he was like, where is his, and I forget exactly which medal it was, but where's this medal? And they're like, we didn't know he had that. Well, his effects had been destroyed when the barracks where he was staying at the time, and this is again before his death, was destroyed. And so they were just never made aware of it. Well, once they were made aware of it, they inquired, and they were going to reissue the medal. And Donna tells a story that they went to, I'm thinking it was, I don't know if it was an Army base or, they went, somewhere for this official ceremony. And maybe the Armory, maybe it was the Armory up in Nashville, I'm not sure, but they went somewhere for this official ceremony, and there was a sheet of paper that accompanied the medal. And as they were walking out across the field, there was, how you have those little dust devils, that just pop up. Said one of those popped up, grabbed the certificate, the award itself, and it just disappeared. And she said, we looked everywhere for it, everywhere. And we couldn't find this piece of paper. And she said, now they reissued us one, but she says it was almost like Terry was coming down and saying, about time that, y'all got this straight, and that you knew that was one of my awards. But as I think on that, and I usually tell this every year because I think it's so profound, that it's also a good way to look at the memorial that we have here in Springfield. About time we honored our Vietnam veterans properly, and for all of our veterans. I think about our Korean War veterans and so many MIAs, and it's just all of it. The Vietnam era means a lot to me because of my exposure to it as a kid, but again, all of our veterans, man, we honor you. And no matter where you served, the more recent ones who've served in this war on terror, you talk about a long war. That's been going on since 9/11. And I think we're still fighting it. But, my son served in it, and I'm so proud to have a veteran soldier. And it's just amazing. I have so much respect for our armed services. I often tell people my biggest regret is that I didn't serve myself. And it's because I was a big old chicken. And anyway, but for those of you who have served, we honor you. If you're a Vietnam veteran, please be a part of what we have going on. If you want to this is something that Ken mentioned in a social media post that I saw earlier this week. He said, here we've got this amazing memorial, and we can't get any attention from the Nashville media on it. They don't talk about. I mean, this is awesome, and so many of us have reached out to the media in Nashville and say, "Hey, have you looked at this? This is cool," and no attention whatsoever. So I don't know how, if you've got some kind of connections to Nashville media more than I do, let them know what's going on here, and that we've got this amazing event happening tomorrow to honor our Vietnam veterans, and this amazing memorial, because they have to have so many names to put in a new piece, to put in a new piece of the monument. And so they're right now looking, I think, for about 12 more names before they can do the next piece. So we really encourage you to honor your Vietnam veterans. If you've got somebody in your family, we've got some in the Vivio family that we want to honor that came home, but they came home injured. And so we would love to honor them, and that's in the plan. I'm just kind of procrastinating and hadn't gotten it done. So all of us like me who haven't gotten that done, reach out to Ken. And a great way to do that would be come out and just see him tomorrow at the Memorial Gardens for the event, again, from 12 to 3. I think it starts at 12 and it'll go until it's finished. By 3 o'clock, you'll be done. And I'm really probably earlier than that because we're going to be reading those names tonight. But Vietnam Veterans Day celebration tomorrow at Springfield Memorial Gardens starting at noon. Get there early because parking is, you got to get directed around. If you can get there, I would say if you can get there, 11:30, it'll give you plenty of time. They'll have some seating. Now, they may not have enough. You can bring, a chair if you would like to and be a part of that. But come and just be ready to be touched and moved by by the celebration and the memorial that we'll do. And don't forget about tonight. That will happen at Springfield Memorial Gardens at 6 p.m. The candlelight vigil where all the names will be read. Now, a couple of other things. Again, the meet and greet. If you're coming in for that, or if you're a Vietnam veteran and you have connections there, you want to be a part of the meet and greet, is today, 4 to 6 p.m., Holiday Inn Express Suites. And then they've also got a Veterans Town Hall meeting on Friday. And it is hosted by the Veterans Services and the Tennessee Department of Veterans Services. And that is tomorrow, 9 to 11. I'm not sure where the town hall meeting, let's see here. This is happening at Springfield Memorial Gardens as well. So they're having their town hall meeting at Springfield Memorial Gardens tomorrow from 9 to 11. So prior to the actual Vietnam Veterans Memorial that we're going to do there, you will have an opportunity to go and be a part of the Veterans Town Hall. And that's, again, up here at the Springfield Memorial Gardens. One flyer says 8:30 to 11. One says 9 to 11. But you'll be able to go. And this will be a good opportunity if you're somebody that has questions about the services that are available for Vietnam veterans. This would be a really good opportunity for you to go and just get your information that you need. And it's free food and just, kind of love on each other and make some new friends and have a wonderful time honoring our veterans. So I think that covers that pretty well. Not sure what happened to Chris with Stay Positive News, but first time that you come out to any new place, sometimes he could have gotten caught in traffic. I'm just not really sure, but we'll get him rescheduled and appreciate so much. Oh my goodness, he's just sending me a regret that he got ill in the night. That happens. And so, and that's okay, Chris. We will touch base with you and get you back in here later. But, I can always talk. And there's a lot to talk about when it comes to our Vietnam Vets Day. I want you to remember, too, that tomorrow is, of course, Good Friday. And I'm just going to share some scripture tomorrow morning when we first come on. So I may just jump right into it when we first sign on and not even, greet you and just start, sharing some scripture. I'm not really sure how it's going to impact, but tomorrow, we're going to just share the story leading up to that sacrifice. And then we're going to talk a little bit about it. I've got Gwen coming in. Gwen Harder is going to be in here. Of course, she works for the Veterans Service Office. She'll be in here at 7:30, and she's like me. She's really interested in the Jewish perspective to our scripture, and so we will probably talk a little bit about that. We'll probably talk a lot about that because we find it fascinating. But I'm going to share, just some straight scripture tomorrow morning in observance of the Good Friday holiday. And then we'll have Gwen come in, and we will, of course, be, giving you all the reminders about Vietnam Vets Day that is also tomorrow. So that's what's going on here today. And again, we'll get Chris rescheduled from Stay Positive News. Check out Stay Positive News. If you're wanting something to encourage you, if you're like me, if you're just kind of sick of the media, that's an opportunity for you to reach out and find out all the great things that are going on in our county. It concentrates on Robertson and Sumner County. So if you want to find out more, then reach out to the website, go to Stay Positive News, and you can find out all kinds of fun stuff, fun stories, and they do cover the local sports. And with that said, let me go ahead and jump into one of my sponsors. I want to talk about Katie Did It Designs. You can come on in, Tiff. I've been talking nonstop for 26 minutes. I don't know, but anyway, and I've still got several ads to do. We need to talk about Katie Did It Designs, and I know you love Katie Myers and all the things. And we still, our schedules, both of us, our schedules are so crazy that I've got to get her in there. And I haven't had time to work on my house, but Tiffany can attest to the fact it needs some work. It looks better though, because once we got the new I've got some things from my mother, and her leather couch, and she has a leather recliner, and so we brought those in and we've rearranged it, and it looks a lot better. But the colors, it's too dark. I like it dark though. But I love Katie because I love telling the story where she had this one lady. She was like, "Okay, what's your favorite color?" And she said, "All of them." Well, that's me. I like all of them. So I just say, if you're somebody that really wants to give your home a facelift, maybe your office needs a facelift, whatever's going on, and you just want it to look better, well, go and check out Katie Did It Designs. It's Katie, Katy, Did It Designs. She has got a great Facebook presence where she will show you the befores and afters and all of those things that will give you a good insight into everything that they have going on. And they can make a package to fit your needs. She's going to come in, give me color ideas, some design ideas. I'm a do-it-yourselfer myself, but if I need her to, she can get me all the links I need to make sure I know exactly where to go to get the best price, or they can do it from start to finish. They can come in and act as the contractor and just do it all, and they can work with any budget. She is the one-stop shop for you. Katie Myers with Katie Did It Designs, Katy Did It Designs, designs with an S. Reach out to her today. Best way is just to reach out to them on their web pages. Same thing with her hubby, Perry Myers. He's the musician, and he's got those band camps filling up. But go katydiditdesigns.com, reach out to them today, and you can just always let them know, as you need to, that U-Turn sent you. And hello, guys.
Morning.
Were y'all here last week?
No.
Okay, I didn't think
Spring
so.
break.
Yeah. I couldn't remember if y'all came in or not. Poor Lee Marie had to just start from scratch on her shows last week because I moved Billy Vogel and I moved, I moved Ryan Martin, and I told him, I said, I'm just kind of possessive of my guest if I can, because I've honestly and truthfully, I've had a few times I've had her go ahead and interview Billy or Ryan, and I feel like I'm just out of touch.
You don't
I don't feel like I know what's going on.
Yeah.
If I don't talk to him, of course, I can do what I tell everybody else to. I could just listen to the show and get the update. But
I do that sometimes when I'm not around.
I have to, and so I end up doing that. But it just feels weird not seeing. I feel weird not seeing you guys every week.
No,
I mean, we've been doing this. You and me, we've been doing this for several years
telling
now.
her yesterday.
It started out, I think, during COVID,
Yeah,
and we were just trying to get the word out on some stuff, and that was like so.
it was
like,
before that.
was it?
I think
My
so.
memory's bad.
Well, Ace,
20. It was the summer of 20, I think.
when did you start with United?
19. No, what is it? What year is it? 24? 19, spring of 9. I'm coming up on my 5 years. April 1st,
Okay, well, yeah.
2019.
Because I remember we were over there,
Yeah.
and I guess you and Ace came in over there, and so I think it was before COVID. I really do.
It may be.
Yeah, Ace would know.
COVID is a time capsule thing. Like I don't,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it's
It's like
distorted
time
time for
marker.
me. I don't know. It's like pre-COVID, post-COVID, but
Yes,
some stuff
exactly.
that happened before is very grainy in my mind for some reason. I don't know. So anyway, I
Well-
saw Katie in the Y the other day, and I told her, I said, I hear your ad reads every Thursday. LaVern does faithfully, and it sounds like it's going well. And she said her business is going really good.
Yeah,
and,
she is.
and
They're
my
doing
folks
great.
went to Perry's concert, he had one at the
Yeah, I was there.
Okay, and they said it was phenomenal. They said they did a really good job. So
yeah, it's
glad
just
to see them
cool.
doing well.
It's cool. One of the kids that's in that band is one of my students, and I'm just so proud of him. And he is amazing guitar player, Aiden Kramer, and he's kind of like he's the best kept secret around school. Well, not anymore, because his teacher videotaped him just shredding on that guitar, and I've been. Anybody that thinks they play guitar, I'm like, have you seen Aiden Rainer? You know, and I played the video. Well, and one of the principals yesterday, he was like, oh my gosh. And I told Aiden, I said, yeah, no, you know that they're trying to figure out how they can utilize you, because we got him for 2 more years here at Greenberg. He's just so good. But anyway, the whole
With
band
talent
is.
like that kind of make me sick.
Man,
like
I know.
why you got that talent? I told my little brother, I said, you want to always have no problem with the ladies, learn to play a guitar. Because you got any party I was at college, you'd be talking to a young lady, a guy comes in, plays a guitar, it's a wrap. He's just done.
It's
You're,
like,
you're finished. Oh, he can play guitar. So, yeah.
I need to give my boys that advice
Yeah.
and get them into the Mr. Perry School of Music.
You just need to know a couple of songs on the acoustic guitar. You're set. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
That's really all I would do. But
Yeah.
if you have talent like this young man,
man.
that's a different thing. That's God given. Because
Yeah.
I've hung out with some musicians. MTSU is a big music school, and so there's a lot of musicians. And when you see somebody that picks up a guitar that was born with that gift, it's a different looking thing. It's the same. I equate everything sports, obviously. A guy grabs a basketball, it's just a natural thing. It's different when it's a God given thing. It's like they were born with that guitar in their hand. So
See, and I do that with I have the audio video program, and there's some of the kids, I put them on the news desk, and they're just like, newsman. You know, news girl.
Yeah.
And I have some that they want to do it, but I'm talking about, it's just like playing sports. If it's not a natural thing for you, we got to hone it, and we got to work at it. And if you
harder
want to put
than
the work
everybody
in,
else. Yeah.
and it's just, and it's hard, but that's one of the hardest things about being a teacher is when it's like, oh, I want to do that. And I'm like, you're not quite ready, sweetheart. Because I don't want to set them down there and them not be able to do it, and the kids go, oh, so you do the news, you know, that kind of thing. I want them to do it well, so that their peers will go, yeah, that's great. I don't want them to, tease them about it. Because I mean, I was the basketball player that scored on the wrong goal.
Oh, wrong way, LaVern. You turn LaVern.
Yeah. I was prophetic. And you talk about trying to live that down.
Yeah, it's tough.
Oh, goodness.
So, but
But it
nonetheless.
can be honed, because the other day I was in a video shoot with Peter Stratton, and he's like, man, you're a natural. And I said, oh no, this is, I was like, the first time I was ever on LaVern's show, I was like shaking in my boots and looking at the thing. I was like, it's been a lot of practice. And
Well, you're doing great. Well, I'm glad that we were able to draw you in. And that's a lot of the times just doing some things that maybe you feel a little uncomfortable with. And once you sit down, and I've seen that with so many kids. They'll sit down, they're like, I don't know if I can do this. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, I can do this. And then they just rock. And it's so fun. So fun. But, we'll just keep talking about the Myers. The band camps, are going on. And I mean, rock band camps, they've got like a production camp where you can learn to produce and do an engineering. They've got advanced camps, songwriter camps. You need to reach out to Mr. Perry's. You need Mr. Perry's music. But anyway.
get my kids in camps this
Oh,
summer.
it's so they just, and they're filling up. So better get on it. And we'll talk more about Mr. Perry on Tuesday. But what are we talking about with y'all? We'll be out of time here and won't have anything covered, y'all.
What you got?
What you got? Come on, Tiff.
We honestly have been doing some amazing things. Like, somebody's asked me the other day what's going on. I'm like, we've been doing so much that I'm leaving for Scotland on Sunday, and so there's no United Way specific projects going on right now because of that. But we did just do a food giveaway last Saturday, and we were able to give out over 250 boxes to people that came through, and then the rest went to Master's Table and the food bank. So my best estimate is that we were able to provide food, because there's multiple people in the household, for like over 800 people over
that's awesome.
this food giveaway. So one of the funny things that Jen was the food rescue nonprofit that we partnered with on this, and sometimes they don't know what's on their truck. So they knew that they had like 300 bags and boxes of like for individual houses, but there was also just like random things on there too. And we opened up, and the one guy's like, there's a big Gaylord box, and he was like, I don't know what's in that. Let's see what's in it. And there's stuff stacked on top. So we're like all excited as we go. We open up, and it's 1,000 pounds of ham. 1,000 pounds, and they're not just like hams individual. It's like there's 76-pound long hams in this box, and we were like,
What do we do
I
with
not
that?
know what to do with that.
Like 76 pounds.
70. Each one was 76 pounds. It was like long. It looked like big old sausages.
What are you supposed to
Were they it was sliced
It was
ham.
not sliced.
Was it not?
It was not.
How
Yeah.
in the
Wait,
world?
do they sell that to like restaurants? Or
Yeah, I'm
something?
assuming,
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, so like delis and stuff, and it obviously needed to
Wow.
be processed. We took a bunch up to Master's table, so
yeah.
they're getting to, and then like the
Perfect
food-
for Easter. I
food
mean,
bank. I know. I was like, I should have taken one for my family. I mean,
Yeah.
I got 5 kids.
You're telling me Master's Table's going to have a lot of ham sandwiches.
Yeah,
over
they're
the
gonna be
next
having a lot of
few
ham
weeks.
for a
Yeah, the
while.
next few weeks.
well, but we would have that at the Benevolent Center, because
yeah.
we give the same thing, and you really never know what's going to come in, and they donate this food, and it's fabulous, and some of it you're like, what is this?
Yeah.
And that's one of the coolest things about working with that is seeing some of the weird things you didn't even know was that
I know.
you didn't know that they had available, and you're like, that's unusual. But anyway, so that's fun. It is very very interesting, digging through that stuff.
They also have like these kits with this like kale salad and pasta, and
Yeah.
pasta salad. So we took a lot of those at Master's Table, but there's a nonprofit lunch going on earlier this weekend, so I kept one to bring to that. And one of the ladies eating it, she's like, "This is like the best salad I've ever eaten." She's like, "It tastes just like Sam's Club's," and I was like, "It probably."
Probably is. Yeah, that's where it comes. Well, they donate a lot of that stuff. People just don't realize. And if you get any food donations, guys, if it's past its best by date, it's just past its best by date. It's still good. And we'll freeze things. They freeze it. If you have meats and things, they have to freeze it. And they do such a good job with our food services here. They freeze that stuff. They get it and they donate it. It's still good. And I always giggle. My friends from Egypt, we were taking them food whenever we were helping them and stuff when they would first arrive. And they go, "Can we have something that's not old?" And it would be frozen meat that's got, like a month old on it. But, and it's so funny. It's still good. It's just you have to freeze it or sell it or use it by this date. And then we throw it in the freezer. And so they're like, oh, okay. So
Well, and I know,
anyway.
like United Ministries, they have some local farmers and stuff donate eggs, or maybe they're hobby farmers. They're not, but they'll donate eggs. You can go to the food bank and get like fresh farm eggs that are not very old at all. A lot less old than the ones you buy in the store. And so our food bank's doing great things to save food and share the wealth. And
Speaking of eggs, Chick Days at Doris Milling is this weekend. So go
is
and you can
it?
get your chickens and you can raise your
my
own.
daughter's been begging for.
Oh, you need to go. Mr. Houston was in here yesterday, and it was so interesting. Go and listen to that. But I kind of want to have chickens, but I'm going to have to build a coop because I got dogs that'll just they'll just chew them up just in a
We
minute.
got our chickens from Doris Milling last year.
Oh, so do you keep chickens?
Not sure I'm allowed to say that on air because you guys all know I live in the city limits.
As long as you don't live in Coopertown, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Coopertown, God bless y'all, man. Y'all just keep
Hey,
making
hold on now. You talking about my people. So
some of the stuff they come up with though, and they keep getting national attention or state attention. I mean, they tried to outlaw roosters and all kinds of stuff. And I mean, I don't know enough about it to speak to it, but I have a dear, one of my best friends lives out there. You're one of my best friends too.
it's a very classy community.
right.
I'll just say that. So we have standards. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry for our standards.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't have chickens or roosters, so I don't know what's going on.
Sustainability.
But everybody around me does. So, and I don't
that's just
care.
it.
I mean, you move out in the country, you assume you're going to be surrounded by farm animals. So that's kind of my deal.
But yeah, it didn't happen. But yeah, it was just like, really, Coopertown, cut it out.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
Greenbrier just voted on it too, but it got shot down in Greenbrier.
I mean,
can't
it's
have
like,
chickens
okay,
in
so I didn't hear that.
Any animal, I think they're trying to do away with any like farm animals.
No dogs either.
How would you do that?
I think you're allowed to have a dog. I mean, you can't do that in America, right? Everybody's allowed to have a dog in America.
Well, and that's, again, I keep going back to my friends from Egypt because I spent so much time with them. But they would get here and they would be here for a while, and they'd quickly buy a home, and they would get settled. And first thing they want to do is till the ground and plant and bring in chickens and goats. And I'm like,
because that's what you do.
yeah, that's what, yeah. And I'm like, are you zoned for that? And they're like, what are you talking about? What do you mean?
Yeah, this is my land. I got to grow food.
Exactly.
I
And
like the ask for forgiveness rather than permission.
so many of them with yards as big as this room, till it completely up, and they're planting food. They're like,
using their
I mean,
land.
we're using this.
Yeah, that's what
and
I
they
did in
get
my last
yeah.
house had like a fifth of an acre, like little tiny
Yeah.
suburb lot, and we had huge gardens, beehives, chicken coop, like,
Fun.
and then there's like this little creek that went through the back. It was
Wonderful.
a little magical.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Talking with Tiffany Thomson, Brian Pulley there with United Way. If you're new to the area and you don't know about United Way, you need to know, because we got the best one. And they just rock. And they're the bridge builder to the nonprofits. Like the Chamber of Commerce is the bridge builder to the businesses. They are the ones to the nonprofits, and they do a fabulous job. So if you've got kids that need volunteer hours, you need to talk to this lady, and she can point you in the right direction.
I know one of the things. So the food giveaway was kind of intended to help get some volunteer hours for the kids, and we got several kids that got their volunteer hours, and not just kids. We actually had adults that needed some service hours for either probation or parole or whatever, and so they came and they helped. But Habitat, so a lot of times I need them on the weekend. Habitat for Humanity, if you're 16 or 17, you can go and help with parent permission. And it's been really cool to go on those builds. And there's been, each time I've gone, there's been youth there. And there's a lot that you're able to do. They're not allowed to use the saws to cut or anything like that. But other than that, there's a lot that they can do, and they're very valuable and needed. And so if you're needing weekend hours, contact Habitat for Humanity, and they'll put you to work.
But that's happening right next to the Isaiah House, and it's just so cool seeing that and getting Habitat built here in our little city of Springfield.
Yeah, I know. And the homeowner, she's amazing. She's so sweet, and she always has friends out there. And last time I went, the Northingtons were there, who were the last ones to get a Habitat home. It was pre-pandemic. And then kind of our local chapter shut down, and we kind of got absorbed by Nashville. And so they were there helping to build. And then another Habitat homeowner was also there helping to build.
That's cool.
And they don't have to, I don't think. Once they have their homes and stuff, they don't have to do that anymore. But they want to give back, because they know how impactful getting that home was for them, that they want to pay it forward, and they want to make sure that opportunity is there for another family. And so
that's really cool.
And just so those who don't know, a Habitat is not a free home. They absolutely have to pay for their home. The Habitat is an interest-free loan, which is a huge help, and we all know that. But they also, along with that, they get classes on yard maintenance and budgeting and all sorts of classes that they take. Plus, and then they have to volunteer a certain amount of hours. Not just, they have to be on every build for their own home, but then they also volunteer at the Restore and on other builds. And so it's actually a really intense process that doesn't just give them an opportunity. It changes who they are and helps empower them for their future. And that's what I love about the Habitat for Humanity program, is that it isn't just, I hate the word handout, because I do feel like we should be giving people what we can, but it also it's not just a handout. It really empowers and educates and teaches, and it is a hand up, and it's definitely a fantastic program. So if you want to get involved with that, Habitat for Humanity is your place. Also, I have to say, Vida, I guess our numbers are way down this year. I thought we were full and doing good, so I haven't been pushing it near as much, but we have not had near the returns that we've had in the past. And so if you are a procrastinator like me, and go out and get your taxes done. And so that is something I need.
And I will push there a little bit, just because we had somebody come in and I walked her through the process. The last date that they're doing it is the 13th, I believe, which is Saturday. That's the only one still available here in Robertson County. They're booked up. So if you're still thinking about doing it, you've got one opportunity there, basically. So to create a little urgency, and you can go to our website, search United Way of Greater Nashville, VITA, or search VITA Robertson County, and you can do it all online. You can do the reservation right there, because I walked somebody through it. But anyway, they got one opportunity available, basically.
If you want to stay in Robertson County. Now, you can go, Davidson County has a walk-in clinic. You can go in there And so there are other appointments in other places if you're willing to drive. But yeah, if you want to stay here, stay local, then the last day is the 13th, and it's the only day with appointments still available. And I'm sure it's going to book up, which I'm glad that they've stayed full, but we haven't had near as many people go in and just.
As far as the program as
overall,
overall is what you're talking about. So here locally, we've been staying packed, but and that program is facilitated out of the central office. So for schools,
Yeah. Right.
and very good.
Go up to the school board, and so. Yep.
Very good. I tell you what, let's talk about Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty, and then we'll get back into the show. But, I'm going to really start concentrating a lot. I mean, we talk about them all the time. They're one of our original sponsors, been with us for a long time, and we love them a lot because they're so involved in the community, just plugging into anything and everything around the community. But the big thing coming up right now is Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival, and it'll be here in a minute. And if you've never been a part of this, guys, it is coming up May 17th and 18th. And I will be there again. I forget, we've been at it 10 or 11 years now, but COVID, of course, kind of messed up the count. But what's really cool at Kilgore Park is they're putting in a bathroom and they're renovating the barn. And so we're going to have our square dance in the barn again, and the show happens on the stage for the barn. And it is super cool because it's just a fun environment. The way the land lays out, it's like this natural amphitheater if you've not been there up in Cross Plains. And it is just a wonderful event. They'll have vendors, all kinds of fun stuff. I get to be there, but it's on Friday and Saturday, and we just really want you to come out and be a part of it. Barry and Rebecca, they're one of the founding sponsors. They help bring you that. They're Cross Plainians. They've been there 28 plus years. So everything they do specializes in Robertson County, but they also buy and sell property in the surrounding areas and across the state line in Kentucky. Barry has the office here in Springfield. He is the broker. Rebecca has an office up in White House, and she is a agent up in the White House area. They took those two offices and combined it to have a new branch of the Exit Tree. So they've changed their name, but it's still part of the Exit Tree. Exit Prime Realty. Those two offices have combined. So if you want to reach out to them, good way to get in touch is you can call Rebecca 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425. Great friends and wonderful sponsors of this program. Always let them know U-Turn sent you, and we'll see them at the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival. So 17th, 18th, you need to come to that.
I've been there.
Oh, did you go?
I went a couple years ago. In fact, I remember I had been on your show with Casa, but and I remember you were there, and I was like, I don't know if she's going to remember me. I don't know if I should say hi. And so you were kind of still like celebrity status to me back then. Now we're best buds. So
That's right.
I would just run up to you and give you a huge old hug. But yeah, so we went a couple years ago. It was amazing. And I think it rained, and we just all moved into the barn, and it was just a party, absolute party. So I took all my kids. I can't remember. Josh must have still been working for the company where he was out of town a lot because he wasn't there. So, yeah.
It's a good time.
It was me and the kids, and we had a blast. It was so fun. And the music is amazing. The talent that we have in this area is pretty phenomenal.
Yep, it is something else. And I mean, young kids.
Festival?
I've not heard.
Oh, hang on. Let me get your mic back up. There you go.
I've heard really good things. No, but I have not been.
Yeah, it's a good time. And I when they moved it to the weekend that they've got it on the third weekend, that's a birthday weekend for us because my granddaughter was born on the 18th. And so I was like, oh, you guys are killing me. That's a family weekend. We got all kinds of stuff going. But I was talking to her mom the other day, and they've got tickets to some play for the day of her birthday. So they're not having her party on the 18th. And I'm like, yay. Y'all go to the play, and I'll see you on Sunday. And I'm hoping that's the day they're having their party. But it helped us out because I told Barry, I said, if my granddaughter's birthday, I said, I'll have to check out and go to the birthday party and then come back. But I've been there for every one of them. The only time I missed, and I got here for part of it's when I was working at the Blaze. My flight was late or something, and I didn't get here until halfway through it on Saturday. But I still got to check in and do a little bit. But I've been a part of every one of them, and I just love them and love bluegrass. Kind of grew up on it. And I mean, if you're in this area, but it's so good. So come be a part of it. What else we got to talk about, y'all?
Well, we got RCPC. We're working on a grant right now. It's taking up a lot of my time. And so come if you're interested in helping.
Tell them what that is.
So
the acronym.
yes, you're right. Robertson County. I've been writing it so much. I think everybody knows Robertson County Prevention Coalition, and it is a group of dedicated adults from all walks of life. In fact, we have to have all 12 sectors represented to be able to even qualify for the grant I'm applying for right now, which is like we need churches there, we need educators
what
there.
is that? Define that for me. The 12 sectors.
The 12 sectors. So it's people from different areas of your community. So the 12 different sectors, I wouldn't be able to list them all off the top of my head, but youth have to be there. People that work with youth have to be there. Churches have to be there. Media has to be there. Like you just need somebody from every section of the community. And so educators need to be there. And so that's what that room is full of. It's full of people that work in the courts, work in the schools, work in nonprofits, parents have to be there, business owners have to be there. And so anyway, it's an amazing coalition of people that are dedicated to making sure our youth are thriving. I mean, that's basically what prevention is. If they're thriving in all areas of their life, they're going to be a lot less likely to get into addictive behaviors. And so come be part of that. It's the second Thursday of each month. So it's the day I get back from my trip to Scotland. So not this Thursday, but next Thursday. It'll be at the library at noon. And we look forward to having you there. And then the grants due
All right.
the next day. So
okay, you've mentioned this trip twice. What are you doing?
I'm going to Scotland.
Is your family going?
We're going with our senior. So my oldest and my husband and I are going with some of the friends that we homeschooled with in Utah. We're meeting up.
Fun. Oh my
Super
gosh.
excited. I know it's like everything on my brain right now, Grant and Scotland, and that's about it. But then I also know we've got some job openings in the nonprofit world. Isaiah House is hiring for their house manager. And so if you have a heart for foster kids and the way that their heart begins, I know that they're hiring, and we will be hiring at United Way for my position. And so if you want to do what I do, which is love on the community every day, that position will be open.
What are you doing?
I get to go to Safe Baby Court. So this is a new program for Robertson County. It has started in Tennessee several years ago, and they've just been adding like one county at a time, and it is now Robertson County's turn. And so what Safe Baby Court is a lot like recovery court, but for young families that have children 3 and under, so early intervention that are involved in the child welfare system. So if a parent comes in with a young child, they will get an opportunity to, instead of having to jump through a lot of hoops and stuff, they'll still have to learn and jump through those hoops, but they get me to walk alongside them and help them and nurture them and help them. It's a ministry to basically to all parents, but it's mostly going to be women that or maybe they're in jail and have a baby in jail, and how do we make sure that there's still a bond there? And maybe they're experiencing addiction, but how do we make sure that that baby is safe if you're home and you have a relapse? And so putting like a safety plan in place. And so anyway, that's what I get to do. So I'll be working with the court system, and which is where my heart's at. So
see, that's an interesting way to unpack that and say, LaVern, I'm changing jobs. See, Ace did that to me. And then me and Brian, we just hanging out, man. We're going, they
just keep leaving me, LaVern.
I know, man. What are you doing?
I know.
What are you doing, brother?
We're hiring good people, and they're going to do amazing things. So I'm really super happy for Tiffany. For sure. I think it's a great opportunity for her. And she's done great work, obviously, here with the United Way. But like when I heard what she was doing, that's just perfect for her.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
That's a good thing. And she's laid a great foundation for whoever comes in afterwards. Yeah. And we've been building on this. And so it's going to be a really good situation for anybody that follows. So,
well, I'll tell you, Ace had big shoes to fill, and you filled them. You've got big shoes to fill, and it's going to be a task now, I'm going to tell you. But and then the biggest task is staying in touch with me. Oh. Because Ace, Ace... I see her. I get to see her. We're on the recovery court board, and so I get to see her at that, and I see you there. Now, and so that'll be a good place to plug in. But I want you on the radio with me.
Well, please put me on the radio as soon as we get.
Yeah, you just tell me how much you want to come on. Okay. And as long as you bring stuff to talk about,
all things. I'm just kind of niching down a little bit to early childhood. So all things early childhood is going to kind of be my new niche, and so. which is kind of where like child development's always kind of been my thing, and working with kids has always been my thing anyway. So I just get to be more focused on that. And so there's going to be plenty. We're going to need to definitely get people involved in awareness. I'll teach a lot about like adverse childhood experiences and positive childhood experiences and different things that we can do to help make sure our kids are thriving, not only through early childhood, but through the rest of their lives.
Well, I mean, you're dealing with high school kids. We, talking just with different teachers about this student struggling with this and this student struggling with that, and we know what's going on at home, or we know their struggles, and it's like, how do you help them?
Yeah.
How do you help them? How do you just go, get them and look them right now and go, you can rise above this, And it's so hard because I haven't had to do what they've had to do. God bless them. I've never faced that kind of stuff, and so. Man, it's just we need people like you, so that's awesome, and we need you too.
I'm here, man.
You're here.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm good. I'll hold down the fort for a while.
There you go.
Yeah.
We already got some people that we were excited about taking the position. So, but I wanted to put it out there so that if anybody else listening, be like, I really want to get more involved in our community. There's nothing more that helps you get involved in the community than working for United Way. I have made so many amazing connections and friendships over the last couple of years, and really gotten an opportunity to get to know Robertson County inside and out. For somebody who came from the outside, who was a transplant during COVID, I really feel a part of the community, and I can't imagine just the blessing that this job has been. I'm just so grateful for it. So if anybody else wants to now have this opportunity to get to love on the community for a while, then please reach out and we'll get you connected.
We'll put you through the process, and it is a wonderful opportunity, especially if you have a heart for serving in this community and really getting involved. I can't, like you said, I can't think of anything you could do more than working on the community impact side and what they do. I mean, they're in it way more than I am. Even I work with a lot of our corporate partners, and I get to do some of what they do from time to time. But what you do day to day, you're seeing it. You're on the front line. So if you have a heart for it, it's a great place to plug in, and we would love to talk to you. So we've got a few people that we're excited and interested. I think we'll be interested in, but we're always open to the pool, opening the pool. So,
or if you want to have somebody that will put the bug in their ear, just let me know. Just I think somebody would be great at this, and let me know. And well, I'm happy to reach out. I will be around for a couple more weeks, so I'm not going anywhere to the middle of April. But
all right. Well, let me do my last ad here, and then we'll come back and we'll just kind of take an overview real quick and wrap things up with Tiffany Thomson and Brian Pulley from United Way here in Robertson County. But we want to keep reminding you about Veterans Motorplex. You can follow them on Highland Rim Speedway. Racing season officially opens March to October. It'll extend sometimes into November. Probably will this year, because even though they're open, they've not been racing yet because they've been doing track improvements. And so Jerry wants to say, we don't want you to go, well, why aren't they racing? Well, it's because they're making improvements. So that's why he wanted to go ahead and get his ads going. Their first race is going to be first or second weekend in April after they make those improvements. So just put it on your calendar to be there. They're going to have that $40 ticket again that will get up to 6 kids, 2 adults in for $40, and that's for the general racing ticket. If they have the big rigs or something special coming in, that's a different ticket. But for most every Saturday, $40, you can take your whole family. There's no alcohol served there. That's very unusual for a racetrack, and so that means it's family friendly. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. And they got a great concession stand. They hire a lot of the local kids. Some of my students. It's their first job they've ever had. Just a great place. Great thing for our community. It's the old Highland Rim Speedway. Follow them by going to Highland Rim Speedway to see what all is going on, and it's over at 6801 Kelly Willis Road in Greenbrier. Again, racing season, it's underway. Making the track improvements. That first race is going to get underway here in another week or two, and we'll get Jerry on here to give you all the updates. Got a lot of fun stuff happening this racing season at Veterans Motorplex. Follow them at Highland Rim Speedway, and always let them know that U-Turn sent you. All right, guys, what else do we need to talk about that we have not covered?
United We Dine is coming up.
That's right.
That is, you remind me of the date? Yeah.
No, 18th.
Friday.
20th is Saturday.
Explain to them what that is. United We Dine. It's a great program.
Restaurants, we're focusing on small businesses, local businesses. You have a chance to get involved. We will be pushing this out via social media heavily and sending people your way that will dine in your restaurant that day. In return, you can donate a portion of your proceeds or maybe a menu item or something that day. It's your choice to the United Way. It's a great way to get back to your community and then also create some visibility for your business. And so it's the first year year we've done it here. They've done it in Clarksville for years, so we knew it would be a little bit of a building process. So we're hoping to get a few in this area this year, and then kind of build on it as we go and make it a thing. But we're going to promote your business. That's the main thing. We want to create awareness that for local businesses here, and then also it's a small fundraiser for us. But the primary focus is to support our local businesses.
Very cool.
Yep.
United we dine. I love it.
There is, if you are interested, there's like a very narrow window that you could still be a part of it. But BS Brewworks is our local eatery. So on that Friday the 19th.
Get a calendar. I have a phone on me.
Friday, April 19th, go to BS Brewworks if you want to support United Way and get a good meal or a drink at the same time. Go to BS
19th.
Brewworks.
Friday the 19th.
Friday the
Sorry.
19th.
The Friday. Yeah,
Please-
Friday the 19th.
Please go eat at BS Brewworks on Friday the 19th,
Yeah.
so that
We'll
that
be
money will
pushing
come
that.
back to. If you're not going to be here in Robertson County, say you work in Clarksville or you work in Nashville, there are locations in. Maybe not all of our 9 counties, but there are locations
Majority.
in quite a few places. And so there is a website you can go to, or you can go to our website and you can find those.
Check our
eateries.
socials too. They'll be pushing all that out. So, and we'll get more information out as we go, but just want to create some awareness for that. And thank you to BS Brewworks. They support everything we do. They're always in anything in the community. It's not just us, anybody. I know every time I've ever been in there, they've got they're collecting something for somebody. So that's the way you give back. Appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. They always do. They always do a big collection, just like community collection for our give thanks around Thanksgiving. And I know when the tornadoes came, they just collected supplies and came and brought us snacks and gloves and bags and just all the things that we needed for our local cleanup projects. And so
Very
They're
cool.
awesome. Yep.
So much going on here, guys. United Way will plug you in, all the nonprofits. Lee Marie's putting up a note on comments right now. They've had these free lunches and services for Holy Week. The last one is today from noon to 1, free lunch. And this is at Springfield Baptist Fellowship Hall.
I will be
Baptist
there. Come say
Fellowship
hello.
Hall.
I'm going today. So
Okay.
I always try to go to one a week, and
Yeah.
it's a great service. They will feed you. You're gonna get the word, a little singing. It's a really good thing,
Awesome.
and it's 1 hour tight. 12 to 1, you're out of there. So
Okay, good
yeah.
deal. And so free food, and I guess that's they did. I think they did one every day for Holy Week.
It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they do it every year. So,
Yeah, and I'm on schedule's never been where I could
Yeah,
go.
it's a really good thing.
But it sounds wonderful.
Great fellowship, and the food is always amazing. So you're gonna
Very
have
good.
some ladies cooking, put some love in that food.
There you go.
Should have given them a 76-pound ham.
There you go.
There you go. But
Yeah.
thank you again, Lee Marie, for reminding us of that. And that's again today, noon to 1. And don't forget, tonight we're having the candlelight visual at Springfield Memorial Garden starting at 6 p.m. for Vietnam Vets Day for reading the names on our memorial. They'll have a meet and greet 4 to 6 at the, what's the hotel across the street called? It is the Holiday Inn and Suites, Holiday Inn Express and Suites 4 to 6. They got a meet and greet today. Tomorrow is the big event. We'll be talking more about that. For Good Friday, I guess that's anything else? We good?
It's a good
all I got.
Friday. You guys all have a
Prayers,
great Friday.
prayers for you guys going to Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
Man, going to live vicariously through
Yes,
you.
I will.
Lots of pictures.
I'm not one to normally post a lot of stuff because I don't want to ever feel like I'm bragging, but I've had so many people beg me to post while I was
Yeah,
gone.
love
Because they're like,
Scotland.
I don't know if I'll ever make it there. So I want to live
Yeah.
through you. So I'm like, so if anybody sees my post, I'm like, man, she's bragging.
I mean, you're not going to Gatlinburg. You're going to Scotland. So I think people want to see that. So
Well,
it's,
see,
it's a
and
little
I have
different.
a lot of Scottish heritage.
No
I always
offense to
thought I was
Gatlinburg. It's a great
Irish.
place,
I always
but-
thought I was more Irish, but it's more Scottish in my
We
DNA.
have Scotland on both sides of
Yeah,
the kids.
so-
They're Scottish on both
I
sides.
mean, we're
of the
just
family,
mutts
so.
in my family,
That's
but
it.
it's
I
all
got it
good.
all in there. I think some Scottish was in
Yeah.
there too.
So I mean, we're all big old melting pot, y'all. It's fun stuff, but yeah, that's cool. Very good. Have a wonderful time.
I will, and then I'll be back. Or the day I
right.
get back from my trip, we'll be back that Thursday. So you guys
Come on, are you going to be in here next week?
and I was going to say this, we have United We Read next week, which is a literacy program we're
Okay.
doing. It's primarily based in Nashville, so I'm going to be reading to some kids next Thursday morning.
Okay.
And my day was Thursday.
Well, if
so.
y'all need to send somebody, let me
Yeah.
know. But otherwise, I'll book it.
Okay.
And but give me a notice here in the next couple of
Yeah.
days. Otherwise, we'll have a surprise next
Yeah.
Thursday. But anyway, love you guys.
All right,
Thank y'all
love
so
you.
much for all you do for us here at 1100 WSGI. God bless. Have a wonderful day.